Good morning. Hello folks, welcome to Tom Outdoors. As you may have guessed from the channel, I focus largely on outdoor stuff, from the rivers and waterways inside the UK to also sailing off of the east coast. Today we're going to go sailing up and down, we're going to go canoeing up and down the River Waveney behind me. And so to get started, we've got an inflatable Advanced Elements single-seater kayak that I bought to get up and down these waterways. It's ideal because of course you can pack it flat and stick it in the back of the car and take it places. But first of all I need to get it pumped up. So let's roll the time lapse. Right, well there we go. That's the kayak inflated. Next up we've got to find out how to pack some stuff inside it. So what am I bringing today? The essentials, of course. I've got my lunch, which I've already made a sandwich. I've got some energy stuff in there just to keep me going. I've got plenty of fresh water to make a coffee at the far end, and also just to make energy drinks and other fluids, you know. I've got my Perkins bushcraft knife, which I'm just sort of getting the hang of. As I said, I'm new to a lot of this stuff, so I'm quite new to bushcrafting in general, so I'm learning as I go. I've also got my foldable bushcraft knife as well, just my pocket knife. Always useful to have, especially when you're in the canoe, because if you hit an area that you can't get through, it's quite useful. A lot of the time it's weeds, so just being able to cut yourself out from there is useful. I've got Bushcraft 101 for a bit of light reading later. Now, I do have a luxury on this trip. I brought my Maverick 3 drone, so hopefully I'll get some cool footage of me going down the river. Got my tarp, a bag, a stove, a little honey stove just for making my cup of coffee later on, and of course, as it's a nice sunny day, a couple of beers. Got the Vocation IPA and a nice Brooklyn Lager to take me back to my youth back in Leeds. So now I've got to figure out how to get all this in the boat. So then, that's most of the kit packed. So anyway, drone attached to the front. I'll chuck it up in the air in a minute anyway. Get some shots of me leaving. And then I've got my rucksack behind me in the seat, and I've just lashed my boots to the deck because it's not going to rain. It'll be alright. Like I said, it'll be useful to have a couple of grab bags just to keep stuff on the deck and accessible, but waterproof. But I need to go and go and fetch some from the yacht, which you'll see in another video. So let's get this drone in the air and let's get canoeing. Boat's in the water. It's not sunk, which is always a good start. Alright boys, let's go. Almost as soon as I'd left the portage point, I came across a fallen tree across my path. This was just going to be the first obstacle of the day. A lot of these trees are caused by windfall in the recent storms, but they do lay straight across the river. Some get cut up and moved on, some have yet to be attended to. At this point, I did have a couple of options. I could have chosen to just move the canoe around the tree and drop it in the river on the other side, or, having scouted up the riverbank a little bit further, I found a much easier place to get in, about 50 metres up the riverbank. Let's see how much further we get before we get stuck again. So the aim is to get 3 or 4 miles upstream. This is the River Waveney, at the sort of Needham part of it. And as we head on up, like I said, there's quite a few blockages, so we'll have to skirt around some of them. Or there were. I don't know if they're still there. They were when I was here last time. But yeah, it's a glorious day. Absolutely glorious. No wind. Lots of sunshine. So we're going to paddle upstream and see where we can get to. Oh, yeah. That doesn't look great, but we'll see. Problem. There aren't a great deal of people that paddle up and down here, and they do try and keep it with stuff across the river to keep it the habitat better for the wildlife and stuff, and the river banks and all that type of stuff, which of course I fully subscribe to. But it does make navigating some parts of it rather tricky, although this looks not too bad. Power through this, I think. Just a bit of minging weed. You can see, like, as soon as you get into it, I can feel it scraping on the bottom. It's shallow. Coming up to another interesting spot from when I was down here last time. Bottom end of someone's garden, and there's a boat, and then a swing just over the middle of the river. So I suspect some kids growing up have had some fun down here over the years. And a rope ladder, so you can get out the water, I guess. Maybe. There's some canoes up on the bank as well. I saw them with the drone the other day. Obviously gets good use, this garden. Oh, the river at the end of it. Some Imagine just being able to cast your lines from the bottom of your own garden. That is luxury. As is this swing, I think. It's pretty cool. Getting my practice in because I want to barge up to Scotland and annoy Mr. Colin Dobson Fox. A fox is afloat in his new Scottish palace. Bring my canoe up, bring my one-man tent and my bivvy. Camp at the bottom of his garden with the chickens. You know, normal stuff. If you're listening, Colin. I wonder what this is. I just saw something move inside it. Clearly built for a purpose. There's a hole there. There's all these holes underneath where stuff's burrowing in. We don't have beavers. Otters? No, sure not. I have no idea. So I've reached a little bit of a dead end, sports fans. Because I came down underneath this bridge and this is blocking my path, which isn't ideal. So I've come up to see if I can go through a field, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm going to try and canoe up to it. If it's shallow, like where I got out, I might be able to pull the canoe through the gap. Otherwise, there isn't much further to go. Oh. It's a bit of a crazy drainage tunnel though. But yeah, we'll see. Let's give it a go. That's a terrible knot. What am I doing? Oh well. As long as the boat doesn't float away. Don't get wet again. Well, that was fun. Saw out on the way home. Let's see what else awaits us. Right folks, bit of a sit rep. It's about 1:45 in the afternoon and I'm sat on a tree in the middle of the river. This one that came from here somewhere. You know, that big girder that I mentioned. Anyway, so I've reached the sort of back end of Brockdish, and when I got to this tree, I could hear fast running water in the background, and I don't know if there's a portage point. I honestly don't know. I've tried googling it. I've sat here for 20 minutes trying to figure it out. I chucked the drone in the air to go and have a look, and of course if I want to actually paddle up there, I need to haul the canoe over the tree because it's muddy all up and down the bank. The tree's sturdy enough, but that looks like what we're going to have to do. So I'm interested to find out, because there's like a mill and stuff up there, and then beyond the mill another sort of half-mile paddling, and it looked a bit green and grim up there, but you know, not too bad. And then we should reach the River Dove. So I want to try and do it, but whether or not I'll get there, I don't know. So we're going to chuck the bridge, we'll chuck the canoe over the tree. I don't actually know where I can stand here. There's another couple of logs, but we're going to let's see if we can get it into that gap. Of course, with my pack in, it's quite heavy. It's pretty important I don't lose the drone. Just on the skeg, yeah. If I just lift the far end over, I can stand here. Let's go. Here we go. I don't seem to be doing much floating. Because that's pretty minging. There's another branch there. Maybe something will bite my toes off. More out there. Yeah. Let's go investigate, lads. So I sort of assume that I can chuck the canoe back in here, but of course if I drift downstream, I'm going down the rapids. Get up here, see where we get to. I did see a little church up here, which might be a nice place to stop for some lunch. Stung my legs again, which is great. Good for my health and for my mental health, and that's what is important to remember. Even if I get blocked up here. I've made it this far. Oh dear, that doesn't look good, does it? Here we go again, lads. Out and in. Oh, another tree, no water. So we might be out of luck. That looks mega shallow. There's a tree in the way. There's nettles all over the place. I think we're done. Which is a shame. Maybe I'll just pitch up here and have my lunch. That wouldn't be a bad shout. Looks like someone's been here before. Let's chill out there for an hour or two. Let's just amble down there and see what's going on. Come on, Tom, don't fall in. I'd be lying if I said that was easy, and we haven't even got to where I was planning to get to. We're still about a mile short, but I think, well, I'm running out of river. Like, the weir comes down here, but then the stuff that goes back up there, there's hardly anything there, and there's another tree down, which has sort of made me grind to a halt. So I have picked this spot. I've come ashore, so to speak. But we've got this area here where clearly some people have been before. There's a big stack of wood where someone's been working with wood. So I'm going to get my tarp out. I'm going to sit down, rest, eat my sandwiches, make a cup of coffee, get some of this East Coast mud off me, and enjoy the afternoon for a little while. I'm in. Running out of energy. Oh. Wow.